Both of us are going to conclude, and I'll turn to Senator Duckworth to do so.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I just want to follow up from my question line earlier. Administrator, you said you concur with the findings from the NTSB, all 35 of them. I want to confirm, do you also concur with all of the NTSB recommendations?
So I will tell you that I believe our general notice essentially provides alternative means of compliance, but that is going to be a determination that the NTSB will have to make.
So your answer is no, you don't actually concur with all of the NTSB recommendations?
Well, no, what I'm saying is charting, if we have eliminated the need for charts, we probably wouldn't chart. But that evaluation is going to be done, and whatever the team comes up with, that's what we'll go with.
Okay, I'll take that as a no. And how many of the NTSB's 35 recommendations has the FAA fully implemented and closed with the NTSB?
Well, as the Chair Hamady would tell you, we can't close them out. Only NTSB can close them out.
Right, how many has NTSB closed?
What?
How many has NTSB closed? You said, you gave us this sheet, right?
No,
And you've got all of these listed that says in progress, there's 19 of them. Then you have a big word that says completed, except that next to it is a little asterisk that says subject to NTSB concurrence. NTSB hasn't concurred to any of these except for the first two, which is develop a new helo route and to close helo route 4. So you're making it sound like, you said you concur with the findings, but you're not actually concurring with any of these. And you're actually trying to find ways to get around concurring with most of these, and you're not committing to concurring with any of the NTSB recommendations. And I'm asking you, how many have you closed? And you're saying, well, only NTSB can close. That's true. And the only way that NTSB can close these is if you actually implement fixes to this. And so you've not done any of that. And so you're trying to talk circles around us, and it's not going to work. And frankly, in 2025, the FAA estimated that it required 14,633 controllers to be fully staffed. On Friday, you issued a staffing plan that eliminated 2,070 positions and dubiously asserted that because of artificial intelligence and optimization tools, along with increased controller time and position, you only now need to reach a total staffing of 12,563 controllers. That's still over 2,000 positions that you're saying you don't need to fill. This is deeply troubling.
That's an inaccurate categorization, Senator, and you know that.
No, it is not inaccurate. It is very much
2024 Reauthorization Act required us to go to the Transportation Research Board and conduct a study
Yes.
on controller staffing. We did that, and we implemented that study, and that is the result that it gave us.
And in 2025, SAA said it would need 14,633 controllers.
Well, that's what the union told you, yes.
No, that is what FAA concluded.
I've got the work plan.
I'm happy to discuss that. In January of 2025, more than 90% of the country's 313 air traffic controller facilities were operating below the FAA's recommended staffing levels. Incredibly, in DCA today, my understanding is that from 10 p.m. to 6 a.m., the number of controllers working in the DCA tower collapses from 6 controllers to 2 controllers. And this often results in a single controller covering the entire DCA tower because the pair must rotate in and out to take breaks. There may be a relatively low volume of flights during that shift, but our aviation safety system relies on robust margins, and 2 controllers in the mid-shift at DCA is not robust. The FAA's actions since the crash have given me no confidence that you will focus on the most important aspect of air traffic control system, its people. I will continue to advocate for the workforce because I know that enough well-rested, well-qualified air traffic controllers are what we need to keep the national air traffic system safe. There is a saying about aviation regulations. I've said this before, and you know this. Everyone in this room knows this. Aviation regulations are written in blood. When deadly accidents happen, we investigate and adjust our regulations to help ensure whatever went wrong never happens again. As a ranking member of this subcommittee and as an aviator myself, I can say with confidence it should not have taken a tragic accident to tell us that action was needed. The alarm bells have been ringing under both Democratic and Republican administrations, and the urgent message, devastatingly, for the dozens of families who lost loved ones went unanswered. Administrator Bedford, the FAA must act. There's no other option. And I reiterate my commitment to the families that I will continue to hold the FAA accountable to ensure it upholds its critical mission, the safety of our airspace. You need to implement these. You need to commit to implementing these recommendations from the NTSB, and you need to implement them in such a way that the NTSB will close them out and concur that you've actually implemented them. And by the way, you've had one official meeting with the NTSB chair, one official meeting. Yes, you've had coffee with her, but you have had one meeting, and that was over 300 days after you were sworn in. That is not enough. Implement them. These families deserve to have these implemented. The aviators deserve to have these implemented. Our military aviators deserve to have these implemented. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I yield back.
Senator Duckworth, thank you.